So in the Decentriq Media Data Cleanroom, as soon as the data has been uploaded by an advertiser and by a publisher, the very first thing users can see are the overall statistics on the overlap and the match rate between the brand side and the publisher side. So the brand in this example has uploaded 4 different segments, and these segments correspond to different groups or subsets of the brand's customers that have specific characteristics. So here's an example for an automotive brand. In the first group, we have clients that are currently under a leasing contract with the brand, clients that are subscribed to the newsletter, clients that have previously purchased or leased a car from the brand, or people who have completed a test drive but never bought a car. So for each of these segments, you can filter, select, and see the different overlap numbers. And here in this example, there are 900 individuals in the overlap, and that's a match rate of approximately 41%. Now, all of this data can be exported in the form of a CSV. And this is an example of the very first insights or aggregated research that's available in Decentriq's Media Data Cleanroom. But the great news is we can go even further because publishers provide more rich data in Decentriq, and that's what we can do here in the Insights step. So what are insights? Essentially, we're looking at the different users in these 4 groups through the lens of the publisher. Now, how are we doing that? So, as mentioned just a moment ago, the publishers provide segmentation data, demographic data, etc. in Decentriq. And what we're doing here in order to surface these insights is we're comparing users in the overlap in the segment with the baseline of the average publisher users. And by doing that, we can measure a kind of over or under representation of the brand client within the publisher data. And this representation is called an affinity score or a relevance score, which is an index that simply measures how relevant a segment from the publisher is in regards to the brand. So for example, an age bracket or gender. As an example, here we have the health and fitness segment, which has an over-indexation towards the newsletter subscribers. And that means we will likely find more newsletter subscribers in the health and fitness segment than within the entire publisher user base as a whole. And this index score is calculated not only at segment level, but also at age bucket level, at gender level. And all of this data can also be exported in the form of a CSV, but we can go one level deeper in the analysis as well, and now actually calculate the affinity score for the combination of segment and gender. This is what we see here in this full breakdown in the health and fitness segments. In the age bracket 51 to 60, we have an affinity score of 1.4. And we can look not only at the most interesting segments or age bracket to buy for a campaign or to activate, but also the ones we should exclude. So for example, the segment law, government, and politics between 31 and 40 years old is largely under-indexed, as you can see. So this means that typically for a campaign, we would likely want to exclude users from these categories from the campaign. We also offer the possibility to our clients to compare different segment groups. So sticking with this example, we can compare leasing clients with former clients. And we can change the level at which we calculate the affinity score and increase the granularity with regard to segment and gender. So by doing so, you can see that obviously the broadness or the difference between the minimum and maximum affinity score will increase, so we'll have more relevant information to use. Finally, in the Explorer, you will have access to even more granular data. And you have the possibility to export all of this in the form of a CSV file to be able to use it and analyze it on your side.